So I want to talk about when I was recording with Primus, the Brown album, and that was the first recording that I did with Primus, and we kind of went into it with the attitude of we wanted a completely opposite of what like Tim Herb Alexander was doing, and that was the drummer that was with Primus probably for 8 years before I took over for I think about 5 years. And so when we went into it, Les's whole concept was like, look, you know, we've had Tim for 8 years, we want a different thing. So I think they chose me because I think I play completely opposite of Tim. You know, Tim is very like technical and linear, and I'm more about groove and feel, and I'm technically, you know, just as good, but I think I spend more time worrying about like what the groove feels like and what the overall, you know, like just feel of the whole beat is or whatever, instead of like, okay, I got, you know, these like 4 different ostinatos going at once or whatever. And so, you know, when we went into it, we were like, okay, we're gonna make this thing more of a groove thing. And Tim had all the, you know, had 20-inch kick drum, 8, 10, 12, 14, I think was his tom setup. And we said, well, let's just do the bottom thing. So Les and I went like, you know, shopping, and we found this Jelly Bean, Ludwig Jelly Bean kit. And what that is that Vistalite kit that Bonham used, but they called it the Jelly Bean because it had a green bass drum. The tom was red, the 2 floor toms was yellow, and the other one was orange. So, you know, it was called the Jelly Bean kit. And we went in there kind of just going, wow, we want this whole thing to be analog. So we're just like, okay, let's just, you know, we bought it like I think a 16-track 2-incher. No, it was a 1-inch 16-track, I think. And we said we're going to do the whole album analog. It's never going to hit digital until, I guess, well, the end of CD. But so we went in there just saying, this is how we're going to record this album. So, you know, we went to, he has this studio called Rancho Relaxo, and we kind of, you know, went in there and, you know, set up this Bonham kit. None of us are really engineers, but we just kind of looked at photos from like, you know, like how Bonham had his drums mic'd, and we read about how, you know, the engineers mic'd it and how the producer mic'd it. We just kind of copied it. You know, we didn't cut a hole in the front head, you know, and we just put like a mic there. Les is all into like having a mic right by your ear, and you put a sock on it, and then literally just 2 more. I think we had maybe a snare mic and 2 overheads, and that was it. And we just went for it. I mean, we just basically said, you know, we just hit play, and we're just like, we're gonna record it ourselves. And a lot of people gave us compliments, where it's like, oh man, I really loved how, you know, you really blew out the sound, and it was distorted and all, and it was like, it was a mistake because we really didn't know how to record. We didn't know what we were doing, and everything was in the red, and we were just like, yeah, this is cool. But after a while, I've even talked to some engineers, and they're like, man, I really want to compliment you on the sound of the Brown album. I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, we really knew what we were doing, man, yeah. Literally, it was just like, dude, this is distorted. Is this okay? And we just went with it. And even when it was being mastered, you know, there are, I think Bernie Grundman mastered it, and he was just looking at us like, are you serious? Like, this is what you want me to master? Because it was just like a distorted bomb. You know, it was just like, didn't make any sense, but that's how it went down.